Oh, pleasant good afternoon, everyone. It's the conservative Pelican here once again. Today I'm going to talk to you about two dynamic, fabulous, amazing Republican candidates for office here in the Greensboro area. In this video, we're going to talk about Troy Lawson, who's running for House District 57, and Alissa Batts, who's running for House District 61. And this particular event is the Republic Speakers series. They do this once a month. They meet at Daryl's on Gate City Boulevard, and it's very easy, at least from my house, to just go down I-73 and take I-40, and you're there within 10 to 15 minutes. And I was very surprised. There's it's like hardly any traffic, like even at around lunchtime. It's wow, great. And then on the way home, you make a right turn, Gate City, go out 73 and loop around, and there you go. So anyway, let's first talk about Troy Lawson. He's focused on economic development in East Greensboro, and he says that East Greensboro really is not connected to businesses, and it's not connected to legislatures. And he says that, hey, I hang out with people of both parties, and I try to say, hey, what can we agree on? It also says that his district goes from East Greensboro over the west side of Greensboro. And in West Greensboro, he says, right around 12 o'clock in the afternoon, says there's nobody home. Everybody's working or they're on vacation. But he says in East Greensboro, everybody's home. And when he knocks on these doors, people's reaction, he tells them, says, yeah, I'm the Republican candidate for House 57. And people look at him and say, you're a Republican? And then they ask him questions like, how did you become a Republican? And he tells his story, and then he says, he's really running because, East Greensboro has really been left behind. And he says, the current political leaders, they don't help, and they're not even motivated to help. What I found interesting in his, it was probably about a 15-minute talk or so. He's a former resident of Baltimore, and hopefully sometime in the future I can chat with him a little bit about hey, I grew up an hour 15 minutes from Baltimore. Big Orioles and Ravens fans here. But he said that his wife told him, and she went through a period of 6 months where she was like, Troy, I really hate it in Baltimore. It's a little too much traffic. People. I had this similar experience when I lived in Orlando, personally. And I grew up on the Eastern Shore of Maryland. A lot different than Baltimore, but still within the Baltimore TV radio market. And what happened was his wife originally grew up in High Point, and then he moved her to Baltimore. And then, his wife said, I don't like it in Baltimore, so hey, okay, well, I don't know about High Point, but let's go to Greensboro, which is just 10, 15 minutes north of High Point. But I think what's so fascinating about Troy Lawson is he's come a really long way in a short period of time here within the local Guilford County Republican Party. He's what I want to say. So 3.5 years ago, he moved from Baltimore to Greensboro. I think he's originally from the Boston area, but he moved to Greensboro, and he goes by the office, which at that time was somewhere on Market Street in Greensboro. Now it's on Gate City Boulevard, down right off I-73. It's a wonderful location. I hope they keep it. he goes by there and is like, hey, I want to volunteer at the office. And they're like, okay, well, make sure you go register to vote. So he registers to vote, comes back like within like, that same day. They're like, oh, wow, you're back. It's like, I want to help. It's like, and they look up his registration. He's a Republican, and go ahead and they let him volunteer. And he was doing a lot of things for the party 3.5 years ago. I think the chair's name was Ernie, and Ernie said, look, can you vacuum this? And it was like this huge room out on Market Street. And he's like, okay, I'll do it. And he says that a lot of young people my age and even younger ask him all the time, Troy, how did you become chairman of the Guilford County Republican Party? And he says, well, listen to what the chairman tells you and, do as much as you can volunteering and he'll get there. So in 3.5 years, he's gone from registered Republican volunteer to chairman. And now he's running for the North Carolina House. Just truly a guy who is really, as far as candidates go, him and the next speaker I'm going to talk to you about, really just amazing, excellent candidate for office. So next person I'll talk to you about is Alissa Batts. And what is so neat about this particular race is Alissa is a young lady in her probably late 20s or so. She's run up against an older elderly lady. He's probably about 60, named Tracy Harrison. Okay. And so this particular district that Alissa is running in is very urban. It goes from UNCG to NCA&T, two big colleges here in Greensboro. And it goes over to New Market to I-40 and just goes all in the urban core of Greensboro. And she says, I'm running for office because I want to be, I'm innovative, I come up with new ideas, and she wants to be somebody like John Blust. And when I heard that, I was like, this lady's really got what it takes to run for office, I have to tell you. Because John Blust is one of the best and most conservative members that the NC House has really ever seen. And she says, look, Blust has made he's been alone sometimes in the GOP. He's made some tough calls, when the GOP wants to raise spending. He's like, no, he's actually a conservative Republican who abides by the platform. And that's something I really admire in Mr. Blust and also Miss Batts. And she wants to be a person of the people, which, hey, that's a great thing too. She knows the districts and knows the hardships people are going through. Miss Batts is a very hardworking lady. She's worked full time ever since high school, and worked her way through college, and hardworking, very hardworking. And, she talks about Pricey Harrison, her name, Pricey. And it's like, hey, Pricey Harrison, well, her name matches who she is. She's for very expensive policies, okay? She's for raising the minimum wage, which loses jobs, raises the cost of goods and services, and it hurts the very people that it supposedly helps. And Alissa also says that, Pricey Harrison's going to take us back to 2009, when North Carolina had the worst economic development in the USA. Let's see. And, says also then taxes were at an all-time high. And then she also says Pricey has voted against some pretty, not only, good conservative policies, but also common sense policies. She's voted against strengthening the state savings reserve. She's voted against gang laws. She even voted against free speech on college campuses. I mean, what is more liberal than free speech on college campuses? Come on, really. And this is the wet dream of the Democratic Party. This Price even voted for a $72 billion with a big B, single payer healthcare system. Yeah, crazy. One more thing I'll say is that I thought that Alissa's district was very liberal, but it's actually not as liberal as I thought it was. It has about 52,000 registered Democrats, but 46,000 Republicans. There's only a 6,000 vote gap there, I think is what she says. And then the number for unaffiliated is kind of right, like around 48,000, somewhere in there. So yeah, it's a winnable district. Okay. So anyway, the next Republic Speaker Series, if you'd like to come, will be on Tuesday, September 18th, and usually they get started just after 12. I think they usually start maybe 12:05, 12:10, but try to get there at 12. That way you can, if you want. The system, I didn't know, but the system is you order lunch, $15, and it's cash or check. Of course, this particular time, first time I came in, and I only had my debit card and wasn't really hungry. But if you order a drink, you'll be okay. But just, don't do that every time. Try to order lunch, okay? So again, September 18th, Tuesday at noon, they're going to have Peter Boykin, Republican, running for District 58. And then Clark Porter, who is Republican, running for the North Carolina Senate. I am the conservative Pelican, and, well, I need to get out of here now. Bye-bye.